the highest quality of rice in Nigeria.
Yes.
But we still want to go and buy the packaged ones. What, as the people, do we need to change in terms of...
Orientation, very critical. Perception. You perceive the imported rice as better than the locally made rice, which may not be the truth. You know, perception is not always the fact. I can perceive somebody as being criminally minded. Meanwhile, he's not. You know, we perceive foreign goods as better. That's a perception, which has to be corrected. That the dress you buy from Abeokuta, the Adire, can be better than the one you are buying from Togo. Or the shoe you are going to buy from Aba is as good, if not better, than the shoe you buy from Italy. The rice you are going to eat this afternoon will have a higher quality than the rice being bought from Thailand or from other countries. And some of these rice, most times, they are old stock that are being shipped to us. So in terms of quality and freshness, our products here are better. But the issue is that it's just because we have that orientation that what comes from abroad is better. There are better shirts you can buy from here, cheaper in Nigeria. They are very good. They are cheap, but because it is made in Nigeria, some even those who manufacture some of these things in Aba, what they do, they go and buy, import labels because of this perception. They import labels made in Italy, but the shirt was made in Aba. So they make the shirt in Aba, good quality, but because of your orientation, they know you wouldn't patronize them. They will now put the Italy label on the shirt, and you easily buy. Who is being deceived? So it's an issue we have to address, that, look, our products are good. All we need to do is to improve the quality, improve standards, and make sure they actually can be what people can see and accept and purchase and patronize. Okay. Very important.
If we talk about the quality, what about the quantity too? Yes, Abakaliki rice or the rice from Kebbi is good, but how much of it do we have to be able to get to everyone? And
the issue is that even if we don't meet all the needs for the country, we need to reduce the amount we are importing. It's damaging the economy. If we engage about 20 states that can actually produce rice, for example, if they are properly engaged, we will likely not need to import rice at all. But let's even assume that the rice we are going to make locally will not be enough. Our import bill in that area will be so much reduced drastically, and that's the issue. And you know how this affects, because if we take a look at the quantum of money spent on food imports, what we could have produced here, and look at the supply and demand for foreign exchange, and look at how that price has effects on other sectors, on the transport sector, on telecommunications, on everything, the exchange rate. You want to transfer money abroad to pay for school fees for your children, or want to do anything, the exchange rate, how much you can be able to, but because there are other things that could have been done here to affect on the demand side for foreign exchange. That's the demand side. The demand, because every time central bank goes out on auction, you find that the demand is always growing. You begin to wonder, why is the demand for FX growing all the time? There are some things that we don't need to import, which we're importing. So if we stop, then the demand will come down. It will affect the exchange rate, and the economy will be better off for it.
Okay.
The projects, as we're running now, but we have several projects that have been. The National Program for Agriculture and Food Security. We have the Fadama 3 projects. Now, the MPFS program is in 327 sites across the country.
Yes.
Fadama 3 project has a national coverage intended to cover about 7,400 Fadama community associations, yes, in 560 local government areas, to be covered in 36 states. Now, the project would directly impact 2.2 million households with an indirect impact on 16 million.
Yes.
Now, these are all statistics.
Yes.
As we wind down now, what would you, if you had to advise the federal government, how would that all this be tied in to so that the man can have food on his table and have money in his pocket, the foreign exchange is not adversely affected, and the naira is boosted by reason of agriculture?
Like I said, good policies, implementation. We, as a country, we need to refocus. Take a look at countries like China, or countries in Southeast Asia that developed so fast. Countries like Singapore. See, most of them had a strategy that is inward looking. If you take a look at, because we need to learn from those who have succeeded in other climes and see how they made it. They had to close their borders, to some extent. China did that for a number of years. Close your border for a number, and some kind of products, selectively, you stop bringing them in. And then all these other programs, then we make sure we enhance the rural areas. Once we, because when they are now engaged in activities, their incomes will now grow in those areas. We stop importing, we strengthen our customs service, and then jobs will be created, and then we have prosperity. So we need to, one, focus in that direction, strong political will. Then we make sure that we have these policies well mapped out and well implemented, and people will be able to have the right mindset that what they are getting locally is better, or at least as good as what they can get abroad.
Another challenge will be storage.
Yes.
Yes, the very few, if you put it that way, that we produce here, you get to see that before you blink your eyes, some of it, they've gone bad. How do we improve the storage? Yes, last year, August, the federal government commissioned 100,000 metric tons of silos in Abuja. How do we improve on storage of agricultural products?
I think it's an issue. Some kind of goods are seasonal. It's an issue, I think, and government, to my knowledge, has been trying to establish storage facilities across the country. It's an issue that has to be addressed. Like I said, there are things that are work in progress, in the area of agriculture. They need to strengthen that, and I'm aware, that government has some programs to increase the storage capacity, for agri products in Nigeria. I think we need to strengthen that, but it's good to take all together as a package, and as you go along, you can get this addressed. But we need to focus on making sure we cut down on our level of importation to help the economy.
Yes, it's part of cutting down, because if we're able to preserve the ones that are produced here, then, because you still find that some of this same agricultural product that get bad here, they will still be imported and well packaged, and I don't know how does this work?
Well, government can also have guaranteed prices for the farmers. You can say you sell these are the prices that are guaranteed. You produce, just produce. We are going to guarantee you the minimum of this price, and the government will establish places to store them, so that when they're properly stored, they can be used all year round or for a long time. So government can guarantee prices for the farmers, keep on producing, and then you will buy off from you the excess, and then we store them and make sure that we enhance your activity and also enhance the prosperity for the entire country.
Thank you very much, Professor Ndubisi Nwokoma.
Thank you very much.
But before Yomi closes, I'd like to ask a very quick one.
Yes.
What do you think the state of the economy is right now? And how would all of this tie into boosting this economy?
Well, let me make a statement. I don't think the economy is as bad as we have been told. The things are bad. Some of the problems that we have, seriously, are at the state level. Salaries are not paid and all that. And the so-called level of debt that is said to be over 60 billion, it's not only, it's total. In fact, the states, even Lagos, has a large chunk of the debt. So it's not as bad. And it's also not strange from what is happening in Russia, in Venezuela, in Algeria, in Angola. It's a global thing. And I hope if we're able to get out of this period, we'll come out of it. I believe we are not as bad as it is being painted.
Okay, I like your optimism, and thank you so much for coming on this morning. We've been speaking with the head of Department of Economics at the University of Lagos, Professor Ndubisi Nwokoma. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
We'll take another break, and Sunrise will be back to stay with us.